Hello everyone and welcome to Recreate the Reel episode number 5. I'm scrolling through my saved TikTok posts and I love this one by Kerry Doodles. I'll share their link tree in the description below. The items you'll need to create a similar drawing are paper, at least 2 pens, and optionally a pencil and a tortillon or blending stump. The first thing I'm going to do is draw a spiral. I started the spiral before I remembered to press record on the camera, but before I start again, I need to take a deep breath and exhale slowly, and so that when I start to draw the spiral again, I can focus and take my time because I'm trying to get my lines somewhat evenly spaced. My lines came out a little wobbly, but that won't be a problem as we go on. Next, we're going to add some deliberately squiggly lines. I'm dividing my paper so that the squiggles create 10 different sections. The plan is to use one color in each of those squiggly sections. I'm using my brand new Zebra Sarasa pens in vintage colors. There are 10 different colors, so I'm trying to decide how I want to arrange them across the paper. The next part of this video is brought to you by the letter C. And just by drawing the letter C, I start to create this kind of worm-like pattern. I'm using the spiral to set the size of the C, and I'm just going to follow the spiral around and draw C, 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 C. Try to kind of space them evenly, but as you can see, mine are not always even, and that's okay. There is no set measurement for how close together or far apart they should be. So when you draw this, do what looks good to you. And this is what your worm should start to look like. Now I'm going to change colors and draw my C's in the spiral in that next area. And then we'll go back to the first color. This is pretty much all there is to this entire drawing. As you can see, I make a mistake here. This section should be a new color. So now I'm going to switch to the correct color. Even though I'm using 10 different colors, you can use anything to do this drawing. You could use a black ballpoint pen and a blue ballpoint pen and a piece of copy paper. In the original drawing by Kerry Doodles, they used a black pen in every other squiggle section and 3 different metallic gel pens in the others. So use what supplies and tools you have. I have a stationery problem, so I have way too many things, and if you have some fun things to use, that's great, but don't feel like in order to draw something you have to have special supplies. While I finish filling in each section, I want you to remember that when you draw this, I want you to do you. If it's easier for you to work the spiral outward and change colors at the squiggles, do that, or work the squiggly sections with one color at a time. I want you to do what works for you, not what works for me or what you think should work for you. It doesn't matter how you get there. I want you to enjoy the ride. This should help you relax, de-stress, and be meditative, not stressful. Please do what's comfortable for you and what works for you. So now that I've got all our C's down, I'm just going to add some pencil to shade in the squiggle lines, and this will give it some depth. All of those little C's look like the ends are tucked in and give it this kind of pillow effect. And then once I have all the squiggles shaded, I'm going to go back and also shade the spirals. And again, this just gives those spirals a little bit more depth. Once I get all the pencil laid down, the next thing I'm going to do is go through and use a Tortillon to smudge the pencil. If you don't have a Tortillon, don't worry. You can use a Kleenex. You could use a Q-tip. You can use your finger. Any of those things will work. So here is my finished drawing with the shading. I hope this video helps you find your inspiration. Thank you so much for watching. I'll leave links in the description to all the products I used and the artists I follow. If there is something you would like to see me draw, please leave a comment.